lost my wig. Somebody, please help me. Help me find my wig. I've lost my wig. Oh my God, I've lost my wig.
Girl,
Somebody.
Christina, I'm talking to you. Don't get into a public brawl. Don't get into a fight. Don't get into an altercation, because the first thing to go is your wig. If your wig ain't secure, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hello, friends. We are back in Georgia, and we're covering the incompetent judge, Christina Peterson. Now, she is the judge that decided to ask her constituents to cash app her money or send her money through her social medias. She is the same judge that put on whiteface to talk about relationships. She is the same judge that jailed a Asian woman for marrying a black man. She's the same judge that opened up the courthouses and let her friends in and did a wedding. She is the same judge that boohoo whined and cried that, oh, I was never celebrated. I was never celebrated. I was never celebrated. Well, this judge is back on the scene with some other things. Not only has she lost her primary, but she has been pulled off the bench for some serious things. Yeah, she brawled it out in a club, and then she had the nerve to insult and attack a police officer. So we're talking Christina Peterson today. Let's go.
I was never celebrated. I'm the first Black African woman with her wig being yanked off in a brawl.
Hello, friend, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. My name is Amania. Here on the channel, I do political reactions, commentary. I give it to you with some parody, a little bit of humor, because I try to give you what I call the hammer, which is the socials and the news that's happening, but I give it to you in a way that you can digest it with a little bit of comedy. So if that is something that you enjoy, then I ask you to stay a while, like, share, comment, and it would help me out greatly, and I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let me give you the hammer. So I'm going to react to a piece that Nate the Lawyer put together. Shout out to Nate the Lawyer, who does an amazing job of putting these kinds of legal works together, so people like me could come along and just kind of ride on his coattail, because I could never put it together the way he does. So we're reacting to that, and again, shout out to him. I actually participated in one of his live streams last night, because he was on his way to 500,000 subscribers, and he streamed it, and he actually streamed our friend Tiffany Hinier down there in Dalton, which is another video I will be covering soon. And so he was live streaming his story and, you know, how he got here, and he really encouraged me to continue to push forward, because you know, he hit 500,000 subscribers last night, and it was amazing to be a part of that. So it tells me that the Conservative Poet one day could get to those levels of 500,000 K. So it was great to do that. So right now we're going to get into Nate the Lawyer's video in reference to Christina Peterson. Let's go. You ready? Let's go. Nate the Lawyer to school us on Christina Peterson.
So we got to talk about this town's first Black female judge who was removed for incompetence, systemic incompetence.
An extraordinary development tonight in the long-running investigation into Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson.
In a rare move, a hearing panel decided Peterson is guilty of, quote, systemic incompetence.
Now is arrested because she was fighting with the cops after a night at the club.
According to Fulton County Jail records, Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson has been charged with felony willful obstruction of a police officer by using threats or violence and simple battery against a police officer.
And this woman is still on the bench.
Whoa. Okay, so when this was happening, she was still on the bench. Oh, here is a judge, a uppity class judge, right? Who should have some. Isn't that why they put judges in? Because you have more common sense than the rest of us folks, right? Because you've been trained to have actual common sense. But this girl, Christina Peterson, does not appear to have any of it.
Welcome to Douglas County, Georgia, home of Christina Peterson, probate court judge.
I, Christina J. Peterson,
do solemnly swear or affirm.
do solemnly affirm.
Now, this is going to be an update on Judge Peterson. Now, as you just saw, she was sworn in. And right after she was sworn in, things started going crazy immediately.
Christina Peterson has only been a judge 6 months, but already she faces allegations she's brought, quote, disrepute upon her office. In a filing from the Judicial Qualifications Commission, the group that investigates complaints against judges, Peterson is accused of using her social media account to solicit cash donations for her birthday. According to the JQC complaint, on her birthday last August, Peterson posted this on her official Christina J. public Instagram page. A picture of herself wearing a birthday tiara and listing her Cash App account. Quote, if anyone feels like sharing their quarantine wealth.
It looks to me like Christina Peterson wants to share her, not just wealth, but she's willing to share wealth of her body. She's willing to share her body to gain Cash App wealth. That's what the point I was trying to make. That's the point I was trying to make.
When JQC investigators contacted the judge this year, the complaint says Peterson explained she thought that post was to her private personal page. And I was wondering on that day why I was getting Cash App from people I didn't know.
Probably because you expose your tutus and your tatas and your choo-choos, right? You expose yourself so they won't send you cash. That's how it's done now. You don't have to stand on the corner, girl. You can just put it in your Instagram and ask for the cash, and they'll send it to you.
The JQC said in her Instagram bio, Peterson called herself Judge-elect.
If it was done in public, it's a cardinal violation, which is an intolerable activity for a judge to do. A judge cannot stand up and say, I'm a judge, send me money.
And that's exactly what Judge Peterson was doing. She was saying, I'm a judge, send me money via Cash App. Now, the judge has been elected, but how much money is she going to get paid? So she went in saying, hey, number one, even though I have no experience, no training, no anything, I deserve to be paid more than any judge here in the state of Georgia.
It's not being fair and consistent. I have those same qualifications as everyone else.
Forget that she's never been.
The qualifications. I am a Black African American with a vagina woman. That's the qualification. That's all I got. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Been a judge before, and the probate judge's job is mainly to process wills, birth certificates, and marriage licenses. The man she's replacing made $96,000 a year.
She knew what the pay was when she signed up to run.
And guess what the Democrats on the committee did? They said because she is a qualified Black woman, we're going to pay her the most money in the state of Georgia. You think I'm joking?
Then there's how much she makes. Last year, Peterson made $266,000, more than any judge in the courthouse, more than the Supreme Court justices who will eventually decide her fate. That's largely due to her ability to keep all the birth and death certificate fee money from last year, around $139,000, in addition to her $127,000 annual salary. She can legally do that because, unlike some other counties, the Douglas County Board of Commissioners never put a cap on those fees.
And it's not your fault, it's our fault because we did not cap something.
Earlier this month, Commissioner Ann Jones-Guider proposed a $50,000 cap.
We never capped anybody else. Why now?
I'm not saying take it all away. I'm saying cap it. Make it reasonable. There's no reason any county official should be making $250,000.
Woo-wee! No way should she be making so much money. And then on top of that, the girl is incompetent. She don't know her left from her right, from her top, from her bottom. She's incompetent. But yet she's making more money than probably Bonnie Willis or Fannie Willis.
Now, the highest paid judge in the state of Georgia had a little side hustle representing clients on the side, and she actually won their case. But she forgot one important thing: to give them any money. She literally took all her clients' money. And I don't know if they ever got it. I am not kidding.
She's talking about, listen to her. She got 2 pending lawsuits against us right now.
The angry reaction to Peterson stems from a lawsuit she and others filed in 2017 against the HOA that led to a $70,000 settlement. According to a complaint filed against her by the Judicial Qualifications Commission, Peterson never shared that money with her clients.
So the sitting judge at probate court, who's representing clients, got 70 grand and was supposed to give it to them, and that money disappeared. Yeah, that happened. Okay, I need to pause the video right here and ask you guys.
I'm going to pause it right here. So this judge is so corrupt. So she has her regular job of $127K she's getting, and then she gets $139K from the birth certificates and death certificates and so on, and she keeps all that money. And then she's doing side hustles, and she's bringing guac as well. Like, when do you have time? When do you have time? Well, the Black woman will always find time to do her side hustle, right? She will always find time to do her side hustle. And then she keeps the money from winning cases on her side hustle. Like, this judge is corrupt.
To do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Now, I get millions of views per month, but 70% of my audience is not subscribed to my channel. Well, 68.9% to be exact. So if you guys like this content, if you guys have made it to this part of the video, just hit the subscribe button. It makes a world of difference to all of us creators on YouTube. And if you're one of the millions of people who saw the first video on Christina Peterson, or if this video makes a million views, if you're one of the millions of people who are watching the second video, just hit the subscribe button. It really makes a world of difference. Now, let's get back to this crazy judge. Now, Judge Peterson also is a strong Black woman, and she doesn't want to see no Black man with anyone of any other race. Black men need to be with Black women. So when this Asian woman came to court and married this Black man, but made a mistake on her marriage license, the judge said, well, hey, you gotta go to jail for 2 days and pay a $500 fine.
You can't have our Black brothers. You, Asian woman, you can't have our Black men. I'm a single woman and I needs me a man. You can't have him. So therefore, I'm going to lock you up. I'm going to lock you up for taking our Black men.
Because you took a Black man off the market, you Asian woman.
I just don't have memories of my dad. I don't know who he is.
The most troubling, wrote the panel, Peterson's decision to jail this woman for trying to amend her marriage certificate to include the real name of her recently discovered father.
Did you go to this hearing with any idea that you may be going to jail?
No.
PJ Skelton served 2 days of a 20-day jail sentence for contempt before her husband could pay a $500 fine. Such a hasty and shockingly disproportionate reaction is the hallmark of Peterson's intemperance.
Now, because some people are going to call me sexist and racist because I'm bringing attention to this corrupt Black woman for locking up an Asian woman for being wed to a Black man, here is a Black woman on YouTube who seems to have come to the same conclusion.
Now, what did I tell y'all? The definition of a ratchetang, female imbecile who cannot manage their misery. Why would you as a judge You're a probate judge. Like, you shuffle papers and be like, yes, no. It's not that serious. It's not. This woman submits an amendment to her marriage license because at the time of the nuptials, she's like, I didn't know who my daddy was. It's discovered later. Oh, okay. So, the person who is her dad, who she thought was her dad, is not her dad. So she's like, oh, okay, well, in good faith, wanting the record to reflect the accuracy of who her dad biologically is now that she knows. Something as simple, well, oh, okay, well, let's just go down to the court, amend the marriage license. No big deal, you would think. But the allegation is, because Queen of Ratchetang, Christina right here, she got an issue with a black man being with someone non-black, she's gonna make this woman pay because you took one of ours. You took one of the good ones. See, if she had joy in her heart and she was just content with who she was, and if she was a professional and a judge trying to just enact the law with no partiality, this would have been something as simple like, oh, okay, no big deal. I get it. All right, good. Here you go. No, she put this woman in jail.
Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. How you gonna walk up into my courtroom with a brother on your arms? Oh, honey, I don't think so. I am going to give you the hammer in more ways than one. I'm going to teach you a lesson in more ways than one, that you don't come up in here and take our good brothers. You don't. No. I'm going to jail your ass. I'm going to lock your ass up. Is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock you up because you's a disrespectful girl coming up here and taking one of our brothers when I ain't got no man. How dare you? Oh no. So that's probably how the judge was feeling when that girl walked in with her husband. That's how she was feeling. Oh no. I'm going to teach you a lesson, right? You can't walk up into no black woman domain and not expect to have some kind of drama. Okay? No, we're going to handle you, girl. We're going to handle you. You and your husband. I'm going to lock you up and see if he can bail you out. Wow.
Now, for those of you who don't know,
yo, I did not even know that clip was in this video. I did not watch the whole thing. Yo, I was shocked. This was literally shocked to just see me pop up on the screen. Nate the lawyer used a piece from my video. Oh my God. I never even saw this. I never saw this whole thing. I just saw the beginning and I was like, I'm going to just react to it in real time. That was super surprising. Thank you, Nate the lawyer. Oh my God. I feel honored. April was there too. Oh my God. Seen that, heard that, good. As a black woman, it really pains me to see women like Christina Peterson do the things they do because they give us girls a bad name. And so for that, I have to ease my stress. And so I burn candles, and I've created patriotic candles just for this. So if you are stressed out about what you're seeing as well, please go to Orlando Patriots and purchase yourself a candle or several to burn away your stress, because it really helps me out, especially covering these stories here on YouTube. Thank you so much. And OrlandoPatriot.com, 30% off your sale.
Now, we just gone over some of the highlights of Christina Peterson's crazy judicial career. But eventually, she was charged with like 50 counts of judicial misconduct by the state of Georgia.
That's right, Russ and Courtney. Peterson has only been in office a year and a half. Already, she faces 50 counts. That's 5-0, accusing her of violating the Georgia Code of Judicial Conduct.
Now, a 3-judge panel in Georgia found Judge Peterson to be incompetent. Incompetent to the level of systemic incompetence.
An extraordinary development tonight in the long-running investigation into Douglas County Judge Christina Peterson.
In a rare move, a hearing panel decided Peterson is guilty of, quote, systemic incompetence and should not remain in office.
But that was only a recommendation. See, the Georgia Supreme Court is the only authority that has the power to remove elected judges. And Christina Peterson wasn't elected judge. So she wasn't removed from the bench. She actually was continuing to work as a judge when she was arrested, shaking her booty in a club and fighting with the cops.
She was arrested for shaking her booty in the club and getting into altercations in the club, and she expected them to treat her like a queen. She was expected to be treated special. She says, "Don't you know who I am? I am Christina Peterson."
Douglas County probate judge says that she was wrongfully arrested and charged in Atlanta. So this is the mugshot of Christina Peterson. Atlanta police arrested and charged her with a felony after an officer says that she hit them early this morning, and they were responding to a fight outside the Red Martini Club in Buckhead. Peterson has since bonded out of jail, but tonight we're learning witnesses who saw it all go down say that she was trying to help a woman in distress.
Alexandria Love says an argument turned violent early Thursday morning. She says a woman's boyfriend attacked her.
So sad because no one helped. There was so many men out there. And the only person that helped was a woman.
Love says that woman.
I kind of find it interesting. She looks a hot mess, right? I mean, she's a hot mess. But it's interesting how they don't want the men for anything else, but as soon as somebody's beating on them, they needs a man to come and help them, right? After you castrated the men, threw the men out with the bathwater, now you want the men to come and help you?
Is Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson. Atlanta police responded just outside Red Martini Club around 3:15 when the fight broke out.
Only because of the way she was swinging. So in the process of her reaching back, that's how the cop got hit.
Madison Shannon Kelly is Love's friend who was also trying to get her help.
Focus is not the judge. The focus is the fact that this man attacked my friend.
They say officers never arrested the man responsible, but Judge Peterson was arrested and charged with simple battery against a police officer and a felony after an officer says they were struck with their closed fist.
Judge did nothing more than try to help.
They got arrested a friend.
Peterson's attorney Marvin Arrington Jr. says this video shows her arrest. They're now looking for the charges to be dropped.
All eyewitnesses will confirm the judge had nothing to do, and they let the young man who was assaulting the lady go.
Now, obviously, this is horrible news for the judge, especially, and I got to say this again, especially since she had just lost her reelection campaign. See, the voters of Douglas County, Georgia are not dumb. They saw what was happening, and Judge Peterson tried to run for reelection, but it didn't work out.
I'm your probate judge, Christina J. Peterson, which means I am your incumbent.
Christina Peterson spent most of her first term as Douglas County probate judge fighting attempts to remove her from office. A hearing panel for the Judicial Qualifications Commission ruled Peterson violated the code of conduct multiple times, including the wrongful jailing of a woman for contempt who only wanted to update her marriage certificate. The Georgia Supreme Court is expected to decide this summer whether Peterson should be immediately booted from the bench. But the voters handed down their own verdict. Peterson lost to challenger Valerie Vi 65 to 35%.
Now, talking about.
So this is Georgia. She's in Douglas County. So the Douglas County people seem to realize, okay, we don't want another Black girl magic in. We don't want you because you have proven yourself to be useless. But unlike Fulton County, Georgia, where Fonnie Willis lives, it doesn't seem that her people are at the same rate because they put her back in. She won her primary by like 90% clip, right? So what's happening to people in Fulton County, Georgia, and people in Douglas County, Georgia? Different sets of people, because one said no to the Black girl magic and another one put another Black girl magic in. So kind of interesting, right? Very interesting indeed. Maybe they drink from different water lines or they breathe different air, right?
Hating on your own race. Douglas County is a predominantly Black county.
Georgia for the next 7 years.
So the Georgia Supreme Court has just fired the highest paid judge in the state of Georgia. Let's talk about it. So if you have been watching this channel, you know we've been following the exploits of Judge Christina Peterson for a while. Now, who is Judge Christina Peterson? Well, she is a probate judge in Douglas County, Georgia, and she is the first Black female judge in that position.
I'm the first African-American female and Democrat. Yes. I was never celebrated or congratulated. The first, on my day of swearing in, I was sworn in by Judge Emerson. I received my first JQC complaint.
Now, if you're one of the millions of people who've watched my previous videos on Christina Peterson and know exactly why she's getting kicked off the bench, you can fast forward a little bit to the new information. But this is going to be a quick review of why she's in trouble.
We're going to skip. I don't know how far back I need to go, Nate. How far back should I go? All right, we'll skip. We'll skip all that. We'll skip all that. All right. We'll go to here.
A man is seen punching a woman who identifies herself as Alexandria Love several times. You then see Judge Christina Peterson come into the frame.
Now, in this video, you can clearly see Judge Peterson jumping into the fray, trying to break up this fight between this man and this woman. So now the man and woman are separated and police now arrive at the scene. Now, when police arrive at the scene, you're going to see the woman who was attacked lunges at the man and police hold her back. And that's when Judge Christina Peterson jumps in and seemingly attacks the cops.
Here's a look at that body camera footage. Officers arrive at Red Martini on Peachtree Street, and there's already a commotion in progress. Peterson says she was...
So I'm freezing it right here because you can see this is a security officer and he's trying to hold back the woman who's actually already been assaulted by the guy. She's actually lunging at someone.
Trying to help a woman who was...
So as you can see, security now has their arms around her, removed her from the scene, and police now are going to interview her about what happened. And then watch what Christina Peterson does when police are trying to interview the victim.
Reportedly being attacked by an unnamed man. That's when Peterson comes up to the woman and those arriving officers.
Let him go! Let him go! Let him go!
That's a cop! Now, when you saw Peterson lunge and start swinging at the cop, the people in the background said, "That's a cop. That's a cop. That's a cop."
One of Peterson's charges includes simple battery against a police officer, but from the view of the footage provided, it's not clear right now if she hit an officer or not.
Now, obviously, Peterson is drunk out of her mind, but I have a hypothesis. I think Peterson actually thought the cop was the earlier aggressor, and the reason why I think that is because Peterson's going to directly accuse the cop of hitting the woman earlier.
All I have to do is put your name and date of birth on here so you can get booked in.
You a lie. You're a liar.
I'm telling you what I'm telling you.
You're a liar. You beat that to the ground and you hit me to the ground.
You have the wrong person.
Yes, that was you.
No, you're drunk. And
I don't even drink like that, you weirdo.
And that's why you're acting like this.
Are you going to give us the information so you can stay here or you get back in the car? Are you going to let me die in the car with this?
Okay, so let me break this down based on the evidence that we've seen.
Oh my God. Ratchet tang, as April will say from the Standard Truth podcast. Ratchet tang, a ratchet tang, it's a ratchet tang, it's a ratchet a tang, it's a ratchet a tang. Seen that, heard that, good. Well, friend, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you engage with the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. It really does help it to move through the algorithm. So also, I do have a membership where you can get to see me behind the scenes, get to see me on the ground as I work this current campaign that I'm working. I update through shorts and things like that. So you get to see me at events and different functions. So if that's something that's interesting to you, it is only $4.99 a month and you get a whole lot. And it would really help the channel to progress and really help me to do the things that I'm doing here. So thank you so much for all of your support. God bless you and keep you. And I will see you in another video. And I hope to give you the hammer at that time. See ya.